journey as they had played a massive way back. Thank you, my president.
Okay, let's give another round of applause to the LC1 chairman, Mr. Orem Joseph. Your Excellency, let me now invite the LC5 chairperson, Madame Atimango. Ariguma, Madame Ariguma. I'm very sorry about that. Here.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Tibahaburwa, the distinguished guests with whom you have moved with, the RDCs, the district chairpersons, the district councils, the community of both of Nwoya, Oyam and Kiryandongo, and other invited guests. Your Excellency, my name is Aliguma Edith Adieri. I'm your district chairperson, Kiryandongo. Your Excellency, we want to express our profound gratitude to you, Your Excellency, for your relentless commitment to development in this nation. Today marks a significant milestone in Uganda's development history as we commission the Power Project. We stand here not only as district chairpersons, but as proud citizens who recognizes the transformative power of infrastructure, particularly electricity, in catalyzing socio-economic development. Your Excellency, I'm speaking on behalf of my colleague chairman, and allow me invite them to stand with me to own this document. Oyam Nwoya, please come. Your Excellency, the completion of this 600 megawatt Karuma hydro plant power is a landmark achievement that showcases your administration's dedication to fulfilling Uganda's Vision 2040, which in it envisions transformed Ugandan society from peasant to modern and prosperous country within 30 years. This power plant will undoubtedly enhance Uganda's electricity generation capacity and improve access to reliable electricity, which is essential for industrialization, job creation, and overall economic growth. It is our prayer, Your Excellency, that after commissioning this, we commission many more in this country. Your Excellency, the electricity, the power dam has created impact on Kiryandongo district and even our neighboring districts where my colleague chairmen are coming from. So the chairman already mentioned that there is a change in the image of Karuma town. I want to appreciate the housing unit, which is here at the power dump. Of course, it comes with a population, and that population is a great market for us in Kiryandongo, which has an implication as everybody can see. Your Excellency, the availability of reliable power is a significant factor in unlocking potentials of Kiryandongo, Oyam, and Nwoya. But much as we have at this power dam here, we, as the 3 districts, we have observed that rural electrification coverage is quite below, and for Kiryandongo it is below 40%. And this causes low productivity, it causes gaps at service centers like health centers, the schools, the big institutions that we have like UPIC, Cooperative College, technical schools, and many other agro-industrialization centers in these three districts. Therefore, Your Excellency, I want to request for a special consideration in extension of electricity to our sub-counties and our towns, and also not only extension, but stabilizing power in all these other institutions and the district. Your Excellency, this dam is possible with the support of the local community in this area. But there is a complaint over the persons who are affected by the power dam, that compensation is long overdue, especially the 125 people who are not yet compensated. Coupled with that, there was a plan to resettle 119 people in Nwoya. There were 3 or 4 things supposed to be done. Acquisition of the land, then the resettlement plan, which included schools, health center, and other services like roads. Your Excellency, as we talk, the land has been acquired, but other issues have not yet been taken in consideration. That has caused our people to stay in an unstable manner and to do development in an unsettled way. You heard the chairman saying some people lost their lives before they have benefited from the resettlement plan, which was drawn for them. Your Excellency, I want to request for your indulgence in this, so that the people who gave out land cheerfully will also not go for resettlement when they are shedding tears. Your Excellency, I want to bring to your attention some gaps in the district, beginning with the challenge that comes with the closure of Karuma bridge. Right now, transportation is quite challenging. A lot of congestion at the only route, which is Masindi Port to Loro and Masindi Port to Lira. Your Excellency, we want to request that even these referrals are going to be very difficult. For us in Kiriandongo, we benefit from Gulu referral, Lacho, and Atapara. But with the congestion, there's going to be a lot of time lost in rescuing the lives of the people. Remember, Your Excellency, every minute that goes by without intervention counts a lot on life. Therefore, we request that you operationalize the former route which comes from Katulikire to Mutunda to Atura. Formerly, there was a ferry. For now, also request a ferry so that we will decongest the route from Masindi Port to the other side. Your Excellency, if the ferry is not good for now, and if you deem safe, could we have the motorized boats to save the people and ease transportation? Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, there are a few other gaps. I'll mention very fast because of time. Karuma Town Council does not have a secondary school. With this population, we now request that you help us establish a secondary school, which could even be modern because the standard of the people here is even higher. We also request that Karuma has only one health center too. We request for its being upgraded to a health center 3 to offer better services to your people here, since they are far away from Karuma, from Kiriandongo main general hospital. Your Excellency, we also request that the only General Hospital, which serves the whole Uganda on the highway, be uplifted to a highway referral hospital, which will rescue the life of all Ugandans. Sometimes in case of accidents, we have always got problems with the helping people out. Your Excellency, I want to appreciate you for, as Kiriandongo, my colleagues have put in their document, we have already received 8 billion shillings, 555,085 shillings under your good program of PDM. And this has gone to 8,062 households. Your Excellency, even for this one, your people are now upgrading to value addition, and they will do a lot in booming businesses. That also emphasizes my point on rural electrification as an enabler. Your Excellency, as a parent, when you come around, omuzaire waabwe aijja omugambira byonna by'omutima gwawe. Baitu kandi omusaba okwonkyaho. Your Excellency, I want to put before you that for both Nwoya or Yam, we have veterans who are always knocking on our door. These veterans are productive, they are growing food. We want to request you, Your Excellency, sir, that it would be good to support them with the tractors, at least one each per district, to help them enhance their productivity. At the same time, Your Excellency, our people who do a lot in soliciting for our votes, the borders, I also want to request to you, Your Excellency, that you support us to morale boost the borders. Since they have circles, you could put something small in their circles. For Kiriandongo, we have 5, and the same could apply for my neighboring districts. Your Excellency, to end with, during 2026, Your Excellency, bwaizire Kiriandongo katulikire matutina playground, okusera akaruru, alo mnywani wa yakuhaire mbuzi na kana kayo. Your Excellency, omusaijo na antalibaniza, kyalero bwaizire, mbaini nkusaba boko kamuraganiza, omuhaya akantu na wahumulireho. Bakumweta omwaswa Joseph na waro hanu. Your Excellency, the person who brings you light, brings you power, brings you light, hope, progress, and promise for better future. Therefore, Your Excellency, we are so grateful that you have brought us light, you have brought us life, and you have brought us a foundation for development. Long live Your Excellency. And before I end, allow me to appreciate Minister of Energy for being very committed, and it is the reason why we are here to commission this. I also thank you. I thank you for UGCL. Thank you for getting a good contractor who cooperated and related with us very well. And Your Excellency, allow me, before I close, to allow my chairman just to mention their names as they are going. Okay, thank you. Your Excellency, thank you so much, and God bless you. Allow me to hand these documents to His Excellency. One is for Nwoya and others. Thank you.
Okay, let's clap for the LC5 chairperson of Kiriandongo. Your Excellency, I would like now to invite the chairperson of the project steering committee of the 2 flagship projects in the country, Karuma and Isimba, and that is none other than the one and only Professor Badru Chigundu. Professor Chigundu is a household name. Let's welcome him with a very big hand clap.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to the Republic of Uganda, honorable ministers present, particularly my minister, Dr. Nankabirwa, Minister of State, Mr. Opolot, and the team from the ministry, permanent secretaries present, development partners present, representatives of ministries, departments, and agencies, members of the Karuma and Isimba Project Steering Committee. I hope you stand wherever you are when I come to mention your particulars. The press, members of the private sector, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I must thank Allah, God, for this day. We have waited for it for 11 years. And for the President to break from his hectic schedule, as you all know, it's a blessing. So we salute you. Thank you. Thank you very much. As the chairperson of the Karuma and Isimba Hydropower Project Steering Committee, and on behalf of the members of the Project Steering Committee, I take great pleasure in standing before Your Excellency and distinguished guests at this long-awaited ceremony of commissioning the 600 megawatt Karuma hydropower station and the Karuma interconnection project. This milestone and moment is pivotal in the history of our electricity sector and our country at large. Karuma hydropower station has added 600 megawatts to our generation mix, and Karuma interconnection project has set the first infrastructure necessary for a 400 kilovolt transmission line backbone that would boost electricity supply nationally and regionally. Both are reported for the first time in their kind. I want to inform you, sir, that this is a special project which you conceived. It is special in its size. It is the first ever in this country to be built underground and the first of its kind in the East African region, first of its kind in East and Central Africa. It was the biggest in the Black Africa until recently when Angola built 1,000 megawatt. And of course, I'm leaving out Ethiopia. But it's a project of immense proportions. Your Excellency, upon your visionary guidance and the inauguration by the Honorable Minister of Energy and Mineral Development of the Project Steering Committee, the committee embarked on the responsibility of overseeing government's development of Karuma 600 megawatt and Isimba 183 megawatt hydropower projects, together with the evacuation transmission lines and substations. The committee has since convened over 200 meetings, which included over 80 visits to the project sites. I am deputized by Mr. John Berry, who happens not to be here today. He was here the whole last week. He's from South Africa, but he's almost a Ugandan because he's lived in Uganda, particularly in the power sector, for more than 20 years. So he sent his apologies. He asked me to extend that before you, sir. Mr. John Berry has vast experience in the development, operation and maintenance of hydropower stations in Uganda, having worked with ESCOM Limited on the Nalubale and Kira hydropower complex and Bujagali Energy Limited on the Bujagali hydropower station. The other committee members are the Permanent Secretary, my dear Irene Batavia, of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, the Permanent Secretary, Secretary to the Treasury, who is represented by Mr. Benjamin David. Are you around, Odongo? He's around somewhere in there. The Solicitor General, the Chief Executive Officers of the Uganda Electricity Generation Company Limited, Dr. Can you stand up, please, Dr. Harrison? He's right there. And the CEO of Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited, Mr. Karuma. Thank you very much. These are the implementing agencies which were signed on under a deed of assignment, which is a contractual legal document designed, I remember in the early days, from your office. There are many others who I would mention, but in the interest of time, they can bear with me. I'll leave them out. I thank my colleagues in the Project Steering Committee for the teamwork and for having worked tirelessly to ensure that we deliver quality projects without increase in the engineering, procurement, and construction contract price. I want to thank Sinohydro for having worked with us tirelessly, but without urging for increment in the dollar value of this project. Thank you, Sinohydro. Once again, I thank the contractor, Sinohydro Corporation Limited, who right now, Engineer Ding is around. If he can stand up, he's right there. For the determination, he's been a very highly determined engineer who has been working around the clock to make sure this project is delivered. I also want to thank Permanent Secretary and officers of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development and the Board of Directors, Chief Executive Officers and staff of the implementing agencies who have worked with the consultants to supervise the construction works and coordinate the implementation of various project activities. Furthermore, I thank the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development for the support she has rendered to the Project Steering Committee. Thank you, Doctor, and for providing good secretariat that has ably supported the committee in the execution of the tasks. I also extend my gratitude to the various government ministries and agencies, together with the local governments and security personnel whom we have worked with to achieve this milestone. Your Excellency, I'm happy to note that the technical challenges that had engulfed the project construction works have been adequately addressed, and to date, we have delivered a quality power station, transmission lines, and substations that will serve Uganda for many decades to come. The snags and any outstanding works have been properly documented as part of the certificate of completion, which was issued to the contractor on 12th June 2024, and shall be implemented during the 5 years defects liability period under the supervision of the consultants, implementing agencies, and certainly the Project Steering Committee and the Ministry. I want to share with you just one challenge which came up, that is the vandalism. Vandalism, and I'm sure it was brought to your desk at some stage. One time we had 5 of those big towers fallen in one night. This was in Kasana. And that set back this project for a period of about 8 months. Why? Because we could not manufacture the parts which constitute a tower. We had to get it imported from China, and it's not an easy task, but the contractor worked tirelessly to make sure that is done. But vandalism has set us back on various occasions, and it was reported through the system. However, the challenges are still exist, relate to unending land acquisition matters, with some that have overstayed before courts of law and others requiring government to make available the necessary funds for compensation under the Resettlement Action Plan. And for the Community Development Action Plan, CDAP, which to date has been largely underfunded by the government. Vandalism, of course, of the power transmission infrastructure remains a threat, not only for this project, but nationally, and the challenge of floating islands. Your Excellency, you are shown that menace when you are at the viewpoint, and that is something that must be addressed by government without delay. These challenges, especially the weeds, need to be harvested prior to the calls for which calls for multi-sector effort and making available the necessary funding to avert the danger of this or both on both the power dams and bridges across the river. Your Excellency, allow me to conclude at this moment by reiterating my appreciation to you for having taken off time from your tight schedule and graced this occasion to officially commission this project. It is a marvelous undertaking, and at this moment there is one gentleman which I should have mentioned. He's back in school, but he worked as a project manager on behalf of UGCL at Albert Biarhanga. He came back specifically for this project. A very bright young engineer, and as a professor of engineering, I'm very proud of him. I was proud when I heard him say, I'm going back for a PhD, push head deeper. So he's quite an encouragement. I thank you once again for God and my country. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Professor Badu Chigundu. It is important that we give you another round of applause. Your Excellency, we also have the Katikiro Andrew Byakutaga, the Prime Minister of Nyorokitara Kingdom. He's here with us. I want now to take this opportunity to invite the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Engineer Irene Batebe. Let's give her a rhythmic hand clap. Sustain it until she's here. Very able Permanent Secretary.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Her Excellency, the Vice President, retired Major Jessica Alupo, the Honorable Ministers led by the Honorable Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, the Honorable Dr. Ruth Nankabira, Senior Presidential Advisor, Dr. Kabagambe Kalisa, who also happens to be the founding father, technically, for this project. His Excellency of China, the district leadership, representatives of the ministries, departments, and agencies, all protocol observed in the interest of time. Your Excellency, the commissioning of Karuma project is like the proverbial journey that is told in one of the holy books of a group called the Israelites crossing from one place to what they termed the Promised Land. Those that began that journey, Moses, handed over the baton to Joshua, who delivered the Israelites to the Promised Land. And when they got to the Promised Land, the Israelites did not settle. They didn't reach and settled and said, hallelujah, we are in the Promised Land, work is done. Not at all. And that is the mantra of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. We are not settled because of the commissioning of Karuma. Karuma, we want to thank everyone who has contributed to it, but as a ministry, we are committed to ensuring the energy security of the country. And with the guidance policy to target for 52,000 megawatts by 2040. And that's why today we are celebrating. Tomorrow we are getting back to the drawing board to ensure we continue the advancement of additional generation plants. We will diversify our energy mix. We are committed to deploy all the other renewable energy sources, but also nuclear energy to ensure the energy security of the country. In addition to that, we are committed to ensure that we continue the journey of enhancing our transmission, distribution, and last mile connectivity, getting to the last user. Listening into the LC5, but also the LC1, we do note the requirements to distribute power within the locality, but also nationwide. And that's why, as the government, we continue to, within the resources available, to extend power. And that's why, under the current program by the World Bank, we seek to make 1 million connections of electricity to the different end users, targeting mining sites, small and medium enterprises, but also supporting the parish development model under the agro-processing aspect of the project. So today is a challenge for us, and post this commissioning, that is going to be our focus as the ministry. Of course, the chairman of the project steering committee has already elaborated on the extent of this project. I just want to add that in addition to all the figures provided, this project did employ a significant number of workers, including within the locality, to a tune of almost 10,000 workers at peak. That speaks again to the impact that the project has had, even at individual level. This project sits on about 4.65 square kilometers. And we have noted the issues of land. We have done our best to compensate to over 90%, but the Honorable Minister will comment on the remaining percentage and the resettlement, where we continue to engage the Minister of Finance to ensure we conclude the remaining aspects of the resettlement action plan. Dr. Badru Chigundu recognized a significant part of the team, but Your Excellency, as we congratulate you and thank you for this visionary leadership, we want to recognize an additional group. Again, the technical team that has been behind this project, and they will stand up in their different locations. We have had 3 categories, or 4. First, within the ministry, we have had the Secretariat to the Project Steering Committee led by the Commissioner, Electrical Power Department, and in her absence, I will request Engineer Julius Wamala to lead that team to just stand up, Emmanuel Insubuga and the rest. They will be followed by the UEGCL team led by the CEO, Engineer Harrison Mutikanga. He has also led a formidable technical team. We'll request that they all stand up in your different locations. They are adorned in black. Gentlemen and ladies in black, there they go. That is the project team that has been on site most of the time. We also have another formidable team under transmission led by Mr. Joshua Karamagi. UETCL, all of you, wherever you are, stand up. That is the team that has given us the 400 kV transmission lines and interconnector project. Finally, we were, of course, supported by the regulator. I'm going to request the CEO, Zilia Tibalwa, and her team that we've worked with to ensure we reach this milestone. Engineer Zilia and your team. So, Your Excellency, that is the team supported by the political leadership that you've provided us, a great team of ministerial members that have guided and stewarded this delivery of the project. I also want, in a special way, on behalf of the technical team, to thank our contractors, Sinohydro, Mr. Ding, Mr. Koo. They have been a great team. And Nicholas, I know you work very closely with the team. They have been coming to office and we've been sitting long nights to ensure we address all the issues on the project. We thank you for having arrived at this milestone. We have, of course, the owner's engineer and others. AFRI, you'll stand up, and we want to thank you for that support. The AFRI team, they have been advising on the technical design side. Your Excellency, as I prepare to close, once again, I want to thank you for the leadership you've provided us, but also our Honorable Minister, but also the Ministers of State for Energy and Mineral Development. They continue to provide us great leadership that enables us work properly as a technical team. I want to once again indicate that today is a celebration, but tomorrow in Swahili we say kazi itaendelea. Asante sana.
Thank you so much, Permanent Secretary Engineer Irene Batebe, for those remarks. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, allow me to take this opportunity to now welcome the Area Member of Parliament, Honorable Linus Ngompek, to speak to us. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, and woman Member of Parliament, Katakwi District, Retired Major Jessica Alupo, ministers here present, His Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, my dear colleagues, members of Parliament, district leaders, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all in the Lord's name. My name is Linus Ngompek. I'm the Member of Parliament for Chibanda North County, and also the Deputy Chairperson, Defense and Internal Affairs Committee of Parliament. You're all welcome to Chiriandongo. Your Excellency, the LC1 chairperson, the LC5 chairperson have echoed whatever we had on our mind. Our district, Karuma, and the people of this area sacrificed land, consumed dust. Their structures were cracked because of the blastings during the construction. And I'm speaking from my heart. And a few of them are still living in despair. For example, the LC1 chairperson mentioned Lapono in Moya. Land was acquired, but all these families and the people who opted for resettlement are still here, and the number of them have, about 19, 18 of them have passed on, and we are still waiting for the ministry to resettle these people. And these are very poor people. So I request the ministry to find a solution to these issues. And then other PUPs, project affected persons, went to court we've been engaging the ministry and the local population. However, I want to request the ministry and the people who went to court to settle these matters out of court such that we create good harmony amongst us. The people can settle peacefully and the ministry also proceeds with their work. During the groundbreaking of this facility, I remember we were promised in the CSR that we would get a hospital here, state of the art, and also a model primary school. However, to our dismay, all these projects are being undertaken in other districts. For example, the hospital is being constructed at Masindi, at the military barracks, and then Oyam took the biggest share of all the CSR, and Kiriandongo, Karuma, we have not benefited, not even a classroom also. So we request the ministry to also consider us, because as I speak now, Oyam have benefited to a tune of about $3 million US. And for us, we are the mother host of this project. We are here smiling, but we are smiling with pain, sir. Sir, I was RDC, Resident District Commissioner, in this area for about 3 years and 9 months during the peak of this project. It wasn't easy. We would hold meetings every week, every 2 weeks, every month. I want to appreciate the team from the ministry, the team from UEGCL, our security team, I'll mention them later, only security, and others who are always, whenever I would issue summons, they will always come from Kampala, from this project. And we made sure this project wasn't sabotaged, so I want to commend them. Sir, in Kiriandongo, electricity was only along the highway. For example, from Titi River to Karuma, we have electricity lines along the highway. But if you move 200 meters deeper, you find that there's nothing. Bioyali town is very busy. We have refugees, and recently we received more refugees from the Greater Sudan, Darfur and others. There are very many people with small-scale industries, commercial buildings, houses, but the whole of Bioyali, with a population of about 150,000, including refugees now, we have issues to deal with electricity. Kiriandongo Town Council the same, even Karuma and other areas. In 2022, you commissioned Kiriandongo Sugar Factory, and you promised that the trading centers along the way, or the road heading to the factory, would benefit, or they would get connected to the national grid. We are waiting for the promise. I know we shall remind you through the PPS, so that these trading centers, because even us, the pressure is on us. The local people are always calling us. The president promised us this. What are we waiting for? So politically, we just give them political answers. But I know in future, these towns will get connected. Sir, we still have issues of compensation, and the LC5 chairperson has mentioned that. And I believe we shall ably handle the issue of compensation such that we close this matter once and for all. We want to thank you for the wisdom, because electricity, the 600 megawatts, is in line with the principles of the national resistance movement of socio-economic transformation. And if all is put in better use, because now West Nile, they were connected on the national grid. Sudan, South Sudan also will get connected soon, and other areas, including different, like the PS said, more than 1 million homesteads will get connected. So this will improve our income, and Uganda will move to a better state. Sir, allow me appreciate a few individuals I worked with during the time of the construction of this facility. I would like to recognize the contribution because whenever we would summon them, they would come here. So it is also good for them to get recognized in your presence and when they are still alive. Because when they pass on, we shall just go and talk good things on their day of burial and that's it. So I want to appreciate them when they are alive so that they know that at least one time, someone who was our district security chairperson also appreciated us before the president. Sir, I beg your indulgence. Thank you. From Ministry of Education, I want to appreciate Engineer Abdon Atwine. If you're there, you can wave to the president. Engineer Bidasala Henry, Engineer Subga Emmanuel, Minister of Energy. Engineer Adolf Karubanga, Engineer Yuga James, Engineer Bridget Navagereka, Ms. Amuge Susan, Ms. Karunji Ann, Mr. Mwase Godfrey, Mr. Wekesa Fred, and Aguti Karo from the Ministry of Energy. We really worked very well with them. They would always respond because they wanted this project to reach the day of today that we are commissioning. From UEGCL, I would like to appreciate Engineer Mutikanga, Engineer Albert Musoke Karubanga, Engineer Mubala Timothy, Mr. Sempanyi Apollo, Mr. Isaac Mwesiga, Mr. Simon Kasiate, and Ambassador Alan Kajik. From Sino Hydro, then we had Mr. Pan, Mr. San, Council Epong Edmond, Council Obonyo Tony, and Mr. Bosco was the community liaison officer. He played a big role in quenching the anger of our community, and I would like to appreciate them. As the district chairperson, security chairperson then, I think I feel good when I mention their names. From the judiciary, because whenever we would arrest thieves and all those people, we had an understanding with the judiciary, so we would know this issue of bail and all that kind of thing. We wouldn't really face challenges with them. Her Worship Nanteza Zuleika, the RSA was Adiro, Doreen, Hamuto Pamela, and then our security officer also SP Mwesije. Then from the security team that I headed, the Diso Kayondo Roni, Katsime Peter, Diso Martin, Diso Ben, Diso Sam. DPC Biaruhanga Patrick, SP, SSP Justus Tashovia, SP Katwalo Bernard, and SP Okelo Charles. Wildlife, we worked with Mr. Muhabwe Richard, and UPDF, we worked with Lieutenant Colonel Kagwa Moses, Lieutenant Colonel Wambete Bernard, Lieutenant Colonel James Bemugisa. These ones were really at the core because they were based at the detached there. Then the intelligence officers, we had Major Charles Biarugaba, Captain Samuel Mutesa Sira, and Lieutenant Robert Bamwesiji. We also had our former chairman, LC1, Mr. Olunya. He played a big role in ensuring that he connected us, the project, with the community. Your Excellency, the chairperson, LC1, mentioned and spoke his heart out and said, Kiriandongo district is a district of NRM. And we are there for you. We shall continue supporting you until you decide to give us another direction. I'd like to recognize the district NRM chairperson, NRM executive chairperson with this committee. Please stand up and wave to the president. Mr. Basomwe. We also have the PLU executive members. These are the young generation, and we are hopeful that in future we shall be in charge of this country. And the district technical team, I salute you all. I rest my case, sir. Thank you. Please.
Your Excellency, I would like to thank Honorable Linus Ngongpek for those remarks. Your Excellency, we have been graced by the presence of His Excellency Zhang Lizhong, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Uganda, and I would now like to take this honor to invite him to speak to us. Thank you.
Your Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Her Excellency Vice President Jessica Arupo, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, good afternoon. Just now the Honorable MP has made very good questions. I find in Uganda MPs like to raise questions, and the embassy helps solve questions. And in the past, during my tenure here, in the last 3 years, we have working very closely with the Ministry of Energy to solve a lot of questions regarding this specific project. And today, we are very happy to be here to witness the presidential commissioning of the flagship project of China-Uganda Pragmatic Cooperation, the 600 megawatts Karuma hydropower station and the Karuma interconnection project. This is a historical moment in energy development of Uganda. It is also a long-awaited success. Warm congratulations, Your Excellency, and to the government of Uganda. Electricity matters everywhere, and hydropower, featured by low cost, zero pollution, and high utilization efficiency, is globally recognized as a clean, high quality, and flexible renewable energy source. In China, we always say, green is gold. Karuma hydropower project would not only connect millions of households with affordable electricity, supply power for some of the most dynamic industrial areas in Uganda, and promote its green economic transformation, but also give the Pearl of Africa a huge boost as a regional electricity hub and contribute to sustainable clean energy for East African development. The commissioning of the Karuma hydropower project is also a new landmark to the friendship between our two countries and two peoples. I wish to take this opportunity to warmly congratulate President Museveni, the government, and the people of Uganda on making steady, sustainable, and significant progress in every undertaking for Uganda's Vision 2040 and the Third National Development Plan, especially in meeting the increasing demand for electricity of the country. These efforts have borne fruit. I wish to pass my sincere appreciation to the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, UEGCL, UETCL, Karuma, and Ishimba Hydropower Stations Steering Committee, and the local government and communities for the long-standing support and being part and parcel of the successful construction of the Karuma hydropower project. My congratulations also go to Power China and China Exim Bank for your wonderful work. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, in recent years under the strategic guidance and personal attention of Your Excellency President Museveni and China's President Xi Jinping, the brotherly relations between China and Uganda have reached new heights unmatched in history, bringing tangible results to our two nations and two peoples. I'm happy to say that today our bilateral relations are at the best time in history. Our fruitful and wide-range cooperation stands out in China-Africa cooperation. The recent 2024 Forum on China-Africa Cooperation (FOCAC) Beijing Summit, which was successfully concluded, is a key event at a critical moment as China and African countries embark on a new journey to realize modernization. During the summit, leaders from China and Africa announced a significant upgrade in relations, agreed to elevate the overall capitalization of China-Africa relations to an all-weather China-Africa community with a shared future for a new era, reached many political consensus on China-Africa joint efforts to advance modernization. China's President Xi Jinping announced the 10 partnership actions for modernization, including the 10 areas of cooperation as partnership. I just mentioned a few of them. These areas include trade prosperity, industrial chain cooperation, connectivity, development cooperation, health, agriculture and livelihoods, people-to-people exchanges, green development, and common security. The 10 partnership actions for modernization maps out goals, tasks, and priority areas for cooperations for the next 3 years between China and Africa. During the summit, China and Uganda have jointly confirmed to elevate our relationship to comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership based on the consensus of our two presidents. As representative of Your Excellency President Museveni to the summit, Her Excellency Vice President Jessica Alupo witnessed the signing of a series of bilateral pragmatic cooperation agreements, including but not limited to 2 protocols regarding the export of dried chilies and wild aquatic products from Uganda to China's market. During the summit, China's President Xi Jinping announced that China will grant zero tariff treatment of 100% tariffed items to 33 African countries, including Uganda. And I hope Uganda will take this opportunity to export more processed agricultural products to the Chinese market. Thank you. Your Excellency, moving ahead, China stands ready to work with Uganda to implement the outcomes of the FOCAC Beijing Summit. China will continue to be Uganda's reliable partners in realizing the Uganda Vision 2040, and furthermore, in the exploration of the path to modernization of China and Uganda respectively. Finally, I wish the operation of the Karuma hydropower station a great success, and also congratulations to Your Excellency's birthday of 80 years. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency Zhang Lishong. Your Excellency, as I invite my minister, allow me to do it in a celebratory mode as I welcome Honorable Ruth Nankabira, the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, to come to speak to us. And she loves to dance. So can we do a quick one as we welcome her here? Can we stand and welcome the Minister?
Sewa Uganda si yange jagala nyo ne yagalira si yange nyawa Uganda si yange jagala nyo ne yagalira si yange abange ne yagalira si yange ze ne yagalira si yange nyawa Uganda si yange ne yagalira si yange abange ne yagalira si yange jagala nyo ne yagalira si yange nyawa Uganda si yange ne yagalira si yange sewa Uganda si yange ne yagalira si yange jagala nyo.
We've been seated for a long time and working with people from energy, petroleum. We always take care of health issues. So that's why I requested Your Excellency that people stand a bit because we have been seated for a long time. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Her Excellency, the Vice President, the Right Honorable Government Chief Whip, the ministers present, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, my members of Parliament, I know that the members of the Committee of Environment and Natural Resources are in the House. I don't know where you are seated. We have permanent secretaries present, our religious leaders, our development partners, representatives from departments and agencies, the members of Karuma and Isimba Steering Committee, my colleagues, district leaders, headed by the chairperson of Chiriandongo District, members of the private sector, our colleagues, the media with whom we've been moving, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin by announcing that this day of 26 September 2024, at 12 hours, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, switched on the machine to generate power at Karuma hydropower plant of Uganda. Can we clap for the President, please? 600 megawatts of hydropower, clean energy. So Uganda is on the move to transiting into real clean energy. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Your Excellency, for having honored our invitation, because to us, this is a very important project. In the same note, I'd like to appreciate Her Excellency, the Vice President. We've been moving together when we've been commissioning mega projects in my sector. We don't take you for granted, Mama Vice President. Thank you all for turning up, and I would like to pledge that I'm not going to say much because we have listened to many speeches. I just want to assure you, Your Excellency, that power generation is linked to evacuation and transmission plus distribution, last mile connection. You will not hear any dimmed energy being paid for here. The projects you have commissioned include the Karuma interconnection, which has those transmission lines evacuating power from here to Kawanda substation, a big substation, as we were taken through by Engineer Masiko in the other room, a big substation which can pull power to the west. You were taken through the entire network, including the exportation infrastructure which we use to sell power to our neighbors. We sell power to Rwanda, we sell power to Kenya, we sell power to Tanzania. you have made sure that money is availed to put in place the infrastructure that will do away with dimmed energy. I want to appreciate Team Energy, which sits together in the boardroom of Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development to plan for this comprehensive plan of power generation, transmission, distribution up to last mile. I want to appreciate Parliament, the Speaker of Parliament, the Deputy Speaker, and the members of Parliament for the support that they continue to give my ministry every time, be it petroleum, be it energy, minerals, they support. Although I would be like Oliver Twist, because I need more support, Your Excellency, especially towards more generation. My permanent secretary has told you what next after commissioning. How I wish, Your Excellency, that tomorrow we would be doing groundbreaking for the 840 megawatt plant, Ayago. I wish we do that next, because you have trained your people. The engineers that have been introduced here are Ugandan engineers. They are doing the work in generation, in transmission, in distribution. They are doing the work. They are taking over plants where concessions have ended, managed by UEGCL, Chiranda Rubale, Namave, which is a security plant. All this is your effort, Mzee, where you believe in training Ugandan people to take charge of their development. So thank you very much, Mzee, and I want to congratulate my team of engineers and technical people. I also want to thank the boards of these agencies. I know UEGCL board is here, Engineer Njuchi, and your team. Where are you? I know the board of UETCL. I don't know whether Kwame is here with your team. I also have the MD and the board of UEDCL, because we moved together. I wanted to appreciate them. Your Excellency, this flagship project has been delivered, and as a ministry, we remain committed to improving our generation capacity. We promised in our manifesto to continue lighting the population so that we can achieve the socio-economic transformation agenda, one of the 4 principles of the NRM. Without power, there is little we can do. You have worked on peace and stability of this country. And where there is peace and stability, people want to enjoy. They are yearning for power, and we are going for elections. People are yearning for extension of power. This is the demand from their voters, because the country is now peaceful from Karuma to Chisoro, from Hoima to Busia. The entire country is peaceful. People move throughout the night. They do their business throughout the night. So we understand that, and that is what we are going to improve. This project has delayed. I know people have been talking about it, but the delays were caused by several challenges. Engineer Chigundu mentioned some of them. This Karuma hydropower plant is there for landmark development in our infrastructure. It was started in 1999 with contract signing in 2013, and was meant to be completed in 2018. But after the contract period of 60 months, so the project, however, faced many logistical challenges. Technical challenges, specifically issues relating to land acquisition delays and transmission line vandalism of the infrastructure. Land acquisition delays, I think this will somehow be sorted out by the bill which was tabled this Monday, this week, by the Minister of Lands, the bill entitled Land Evaluation Bill. I think this will help us to settle some of the challenges that we face in my ministry, but also in other ministries where their projects require land acquisition. We spend a lot of time finding who the owner is. When you say you are going to acquire compulsorily, you have to gazette within a certain period of time. Meanwhile, time is going. Then the bickerings and misunderstandings within the families on who should sign, who is the rightful person authorized to deal with land, especially land which is customary. All those are challenges, sir, that make us delay. So this project suffered when COVID-19 came in. The country was locked down, no movements, and therefore nothing was taking place. But finally we are here, and we have been able to commission, and we are learning in the next big projects, Ayago, 840 megawatts, Kiba, 400 megawatts, Ariong, 392 megawatts. We have learned, I am sure, that we will be able to face these challenges quickly in order for us to execute these projects in the timelines that we set ourselves. I want to thank the chairman, LC1, and I really enjoyed your speech. For example, the chairman knows the importance of power. He talked about how industries are going to benefit, how the communities are going to benefit, how we are going to see economic transformation. Thank you so much. But I also noted the challenges that are remaining to handle, especially the project-affected people, and I will be mentioning something in my speech. People would like to know how much this project has taken and probably how much the tariff will cost. I would like to mention that we were lucky, and I want to thank the President, who insisted that we use part of the money from the Energy Fund and invest it, co-invest it into this plant by 15%, which will make this power from here cheaper. It will be at 4.97 US cents per kilowatt hour, which is generally affordable. But it was because of the effort that the President put in place through his guidance to make sure that we put money. We got money, a loan financed from the Exim Bank of China, which contributed the 85%, 1.435 billion US dollars of the engineering, procurement, and construction cost, while our 15% was 253.26 million US dollars. That brings it to the total of 1.688.38 billion US dollars. We are grateful to the People's Republic of China for the significant support and walking the journey with us through Sinohydro, a Chinese contractor whom have been introduced here today. We appreciate the great cooperation. Your Excellency, this project has been executed through 3 key players. The oversight role was provided by my ministry, and the implementation was by Uganda Electricity Generation Company, and then the Uganda Electricity Transmission Company. We also had a steering committee. The chair has been here at the podium, so we worked as a team. The project had 3 components, including
the 600 megawatt hydropower plant. The second one is the Karuma interconnection project that connects the dam to the substations, as I mentioned earlier. And the project encompassed the construction of 248 kilometer 400 kV transmission line and a 55 kilometer 400 kV transmission line from Karuma substation to Orio substation. This was commissioned a year ago, and it helped us to see the West Nile region connected to the national grid on the 3rd of August this year. And I want to thank you, sir, because you did it yourself. And Her Excellency was also present. Although the question now that was raised in Parliament last week by the Woman MP was when government is going to distribute this power. Now the question is distribution and last mile connection. But I just want to call upon my colleagues from West Nile that we go process by process. First, I was talking about the need to have the power to be distributed, and now the transmission network is in place. So the problem of distribution is a good problem, because if you don't distribute this power, you will not be able to facilitate or to service the loan. So we are moving on, and I just want to call upon you to be patient, my colleagues, because this power has to be distributed. We also had a component on corporate social responsibility, as it has been mentioned by the leaders, which included renovation and extension of a school and 2 health facilities, as well as an education fund, which was worth $200,000 for the 3 districts of Nwoya, Chiriadongo, and Oyam. And I hope that you agreed on how you are going to implement the $200,000 US. And as part of its commitment to corporate social responsibility, Sino Hydro Corporation Limited has undertaken significant projects to benefit local communities surrounding Karuma hydropower project. Under EPC contract, Sino Hydro agreed to construct 2 hospitals, a primary school, and establish an orphanage fund, contributing to a total of over 18 billion Ugandan shillings. That's about 4.7 million US. I understand that the 3 districts received this money. You acknowledge the receipt of this money. It is fully paid. This is what I am told. Key achievements include the completion of Masindi Military Hospital, which features various specialized medical facilities, and Amaji Primary School, which now boasts multiple classrooms and dormitories. Additionally, the Dichwin Health Center 4, which has been constructed to enhance healthcare access. Beyond contractual obligations, Sino Hydro has actively engaged with the community through various initiatives, such as donating boreholes, construction materials, food supplies, and organizing free health camps where many people have been treated, and further promoting the welfare and development of the host communities. I heard the chairperson LC5 Chiriandongo appreciating Sino Hydro. Your Excellency, on how the project impacted the immediate communities, a total of 465.52 hectares was acquired, out of which 192.75 hectares was privately owned and acquired from locals in the 4 villages of Kamdin and Aba sub-counties, specifically the villages of Karuma and Awo in Mutunda sub-county in Chiriandongo district, and Nora and Akurudia in Kamdin sub-county in Oyam district. The resettlement action plan indicated that 414 households would be affected by this acquisition. The reservoir filling is expected to flood approximately 642.6 acres upstream of the dam areas within the 100 meters from the highest water mark. The resettlement action plan implementation has therefore been largely successful, achieving 95% and 91% compensation for project-affected persons, though the process is still ongoing, with several suits in court currently filed by the related affected people. And my colleague, the area member of parliament, has encouraged us to make efforts to settle out of court. Because if you are in court, the ministry will wait for the court verdict in order to move on the next move. So when we settle out of court, it helps both of us. I want to pass on our sincere condolences to those project-affected people who have passed on. We are really sorry, but we will try to make sure that we do our best and conclude. We have some money in the budget, sir, where verification has been done completely, because that was also another challenge. Verification is really challenging. We will pay with the money that we have. And for those who are supposed to be settled in this village in Noya, the village is called Lapono. Land was acquired. We need some money. My colleagues who are here, members of parliament, know that we have been requesting for this budget so that we settle. But good news is that some of that money is available, and so we will move quickly to make sure that the acquired land is utilized. I want to skip some. I would like to add my voice to the PS and thank appreciate our collaboration with the international partners. I mentioned the government of the People's Republic of China through Sino-Hydro Corporation. Your contribution has been vital. As the Minister of Energy, I want to appreciate the team that I work with. Honorable Okasai always goes in the field to sit with the elders regarding land settlement, the support you give me in Parliament, the new energy from Honorable Nyamtoro, the tireless lady. I appreciate. Your Excellency, this docket requires a lot of movement, both in and out of the country. But if you don't have a team that you are working with, collaborating very well, you end up having gaps. I like my team, the PS, and the ministers, and we pledge that we shall not let you down, but to walk the journey of energy generation, transmission, and distribution. We have to exploit all the sources, some of which mentioned by the PS, but I want to specifically mention geothermal, which has a potential of 1,500 megawatts, and our Directorate of Geology in Entebbe are the ones now doing the exploration in Panyumuru, and very soon we shall be putting it out for any investor who would like to come and invest in geothermal. This is clean energy too. We also hope that by 2031, we shall see at least 1,000 megawatts generated from nuclear energy. The law is almost in place to handle issues of disposal, because this is what those who are against energy, nuclear energy development talk about. So I want to end here by thanking you once again for having turned up. Today we have a signature magazine which has very good information, which I was told to do what?
You'll present to His Excellency.
I will send somebody who will present it to His Excellency, I think, because it has to be sanitized. I was supposed to present to you that signature magazine. When you are traveling back, you go through it and be able to see where your efforts has been going in this docket. May I take this opportunity now to invite Her Excellency, the Vice President, who will speak to us, and then invite our chief guest to speak to us. Thank you very much. May you have journey mercies back home for God and my country.
Your Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, colleague ministers, and I would like to recognize in a special way the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Honorable Ruth Nankabirwa, colleagues, members of Parliament, Your Excellency Zhang Ling Hong, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Uganda, and all the team that has accompanied you, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, and all government officials present, our development partners in your respective capacities, representatives of ministries, departments, and agencies, members of the Karuma Isimba Steering Committee, the district leaders of Oyam, Kiriandongo, Noya, and all those who have come to join us, religious leaders present, members of the private sector, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, a lot of messages concerning the same project have been articulated, and therefore I would like you to allow me to use just 4 minutes of your time. I congratulate you, Your Excellency, on the commissioning of the 600 megawatt Karuma power plant. Your Excellency, Karuma, the commissioning of the Karuma hydropower project and its interconnection infrastructure is a resounding affirmation of our nation's steadfast progress towards sustainable development and energy security. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to appreciate the great team from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, the Electricity Generation Company, and the Uganda Electricity Transmission Company, with the support from Karuma and Isimba steering committees, as well as the contractor and all subcontractors who have ensured that this flagship project that demonstrates that government's unwavering commitment to enhancing the availability of sufficient energy is delivered in our country. Your Excellency, in a special way, I would like to thank the leadership of the people of Kiriandongo, Noya, and Oyam districts, and others for your patience, cooperation during the implementation of this project, and for accepting to host us here today. Today's event, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, is not just a celebration of a technical achievement, but a reflection of our unwavering commitment to transforming Uganda into a prosperous and an industrialized nation. The Karuma hydropower project is a significant milestone in the implementation of Uganda's Vision 2040 and the National Development Plan. It serves as a catalyst for economic growth, industrial expansion, and improved livelihoods for our people through service delivery. The NRM Manifesto 2021, which is government's promise to the people of Uganda, recognizes the central role of electricity in the development of our country. It notes, for instance, that electricity impacts a wide range of development indicators, including, but not limited to, the following: health, education, food security, gender equality, livelihoods, and poverty reduction. Through implementation of the manifesto, a number of interventions have enabled the improvement of electricity. Your Excellency, the country's targets are also aligned with the global aspirations, including SDG 7, to which Uganda, as a responsible global player, subscribes to, aims to achieve universal access to electricity by 2030. At the regional level, i.e. the East African Community Vision 2050, it sets an ambitious target of increasing the energy production from 3,965 megawatts, that was in 2014, to an estimated 70,570 megawatts. These targets will be updated to capture the national targets in line with the ceremony, Your Excellency, which you are steering over today. This project, too, demonstrates that Uganda is not only focusing on generating more electricity, but also on ensuring that this energy is affordable, reliable, and accessible to all Ugandans. It is a clear indication of the NRM government's strategic approach to uplifting every sector of society through provision of energy, a vital ingredient for national development. Your Excellency, the commissioning of the Karuma hydropower plant adds 600 megawatts to Uganda's power generation capacity, bringing our total capacity to approximately 2,000 megawatts. This is a great achievement considering where we started just 2 decades ago. But more importantly, Your Excellency, this achievement shows our ability to harness Uganda's abundant resources to meet our growing energy demands. We are all aware that energy is a backbone of industrialization. With this new supply, therefore, we are better positioned to attract investments, boost industrial production, and economy. Beyond that, Your Excellency, this project also reaffirms our commitment to a sustainable future, as hydropower is a renewable energy source that will contribute to Uganda's energy transition and environmental sustainability. Karuma hydropower project. Ladies and gentlemen, while we celebrate the technical and economic benefits of the Karuma power project, we must also acknowledge its impact. The surrounding communities have benefited immensely through corporate social responsibility initiatives, i.e. hospitals, schools, and other social amenities constructed as part of this project have significantly improved the quality of life for the local population. This is a clear demonstration of how large-scale infrastructure projects can uplift communities and create lasting benefits beyond economic growth. Additionally, the government's ongoing efforts to expand electricity grid to rural areas will ensure that the benefits of projects like Karuma are felt by every Ugandan, no matter where they live. The rural electrification program is already bringing power to areas that have been underserved for decades, and we remain committed, Your Excellency, to achieving access to electricity by all Ugandans by 2030. As we look to the future, the Karuma Hydro project serves as a stepping stone for greater achievements in the energy sector. Uganda's goal of reaching 52,000 megawatts of generation capacity by 2040 is within our reach with projects like this one. Our NRM government will continue to prioritize investments in renewable energy, including solar, wind, and geothermal power, as we look towards creating a diverse and resilient energy mix. As I come to the conclusion of my statement, Your Excellency, I would like also to add that the ongoing development of electric mobility and energy efficiency programs underscores Uganda's commitment to a low-carbon future. We will continue to drive innovation in these areas to ensure that our energy policies align with global goals of climate and own our sustainable development objectives. Your Excellency, I would like to take this moment to acknowledge and thank all partners who have made this achievement possible, from Sino Hydro Corporation to the technical consultants and financiers. This project has been a remarkable example of international cooperation and shared expertise. We also recognize the government of the People's Republic of China and the Exim Bank of China for their support in financing this project. Your Excellency, through partnerships like this, we have been able to undertake large-scale infrastructure projects that will leave a lasting legacy for Uganda. As part of this year's FOCAC discussion in Beijing, China, where you sent me to represent you, the government of the People's Republic of China indicated its readiness to invest in new electricity projects. Your Excellency, today's commissioning of the Karuma hydropower project is a profound moment for Uganda. It marks not just a culmination of years of hard work and collaboration, but also the beginning of a new chapter in our energy story. As we move forward, let us continue to harness our resources wisely, invest in sustainable infrastructure, and prioritize the well-being of every Ugandan. Your Excellency, we are deeply grateful to your visionary leadership, specifically us who you have groomed and us who you have given the opportunity to serve with you. You have guided Uganda to historic levels in all sectors, which I will not repeat because Honorable Ruth Nankabira mentioned them: the peace and security, the economic stability, the political stability, etc., etc. Together, Your Excellency, we will continue to build on this success to ensure a brighter, more prosperous, and energy-secure Uganda for all. I would like to specifically thank the LOC1 chairman of this village, the LOC5 chairman, chairperson who spoke on behalf of LOC5 chairman, and also the LOC, the area MP who spoke on behalf of the members of parliament, for their open confession that, Your Excellency, in 2026, the people of Uganda will continue journeying with you in the general election. And I would like to assure them that it is the same case in eastern Uganda, where I come from, and it is also the same case in western Uganda, where we were doing another project sometime back, and also in central Uganda. So, Your Excellency, we will continue supporting you, and we will continue speaking for all the projects and asking all the people of Uganda to own the projects for the prosperity of everybody. On this note, Your Excellency, today you have added a golden footprint on the macro level of our economy and a silver footprint on the micro economy stage. Allow me now, Your Excellency, to invite you to address us and make a pronouncement over the commissioning of the 600 megawatts Karuma hydropower plant. Let's welcome His Excellency the President to address us. The floor is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. We carry hands, sit down. Her Excellency the Vice President, the Honorable Ministers, His Excellency the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, Their Highnesses the cultural leaders, the religious leaders, all the other leaders, nenyenywana abantu babunyoro muliyo mubale kwija. First of all, the name Karuma. Karuma ne rumaki. That name, you know, our history has been not well recorded, because Karuma means biting something, as if something was biting something. So is it Karuma or Karuma? Because Okuruma is to make noise like the water, that water which is making noise. So that is the research the culture institution should do. What was the original name? Was it Okuruma or Okuruma? Ekyo nkibarekeire nkirekere omukuru byakutaga. Because it could be that Karuma, it could be that there were wild animals which were eating people. They can say that, Karuma, Karuma. Or it could be Karuma. Like you have been mispronouncing Ruenkunyu. Ruenkunyu, this is not Ruenkunyu, it's Ruenkunyu. I discovered that you are mispronouncing it. Now, we have told you a number of times that the modern economy of Uganda will have 4 sectors. Sector 1, commercial agriculture, with the Chivaro, Chura, Aymar, Otita, and with irrigation. We have told you this so many times. If you want to be modern, you have to have commercial agriculture with the Chivaro and with irrigation. This is number 1. And where we have done it, we are doing well. In the few places where it has been done, either partially or or Hore. The second sector is manufacturing. Factories. As you are coming here, you saw the factories on the way in Kawempe, in Waise, and all those areas. The third sector is services, hotels, transport, and so on. Entertainment, all those are services. Then number 4, ICT. Information communication technology. This is new economy of computers. Now, in order to modernize these sectors, because everything causes something else. If you want to do this, you must have this. So if you want a modern economy, you must handle the 4 sectors as I have told you. But in order to modernize these sectors, you need many things, like peace and so on. You need peace, you need all that. But having got peace, the most important point is to have low transport costs. You must have low transport costs, because if you have got high transport costs, the businesses will not succeed. And in order to have low transport costs, you need a railway. This is one of the cheapest forms of transport, the railway. That's why you hear that we are repairing the railway from Kampala to Tororo, from Tororo to Gulu and Pakwach. That old line, we are repairing it now. And we are going to build a new railway, standard gauge railway, modern railway, different from this old one, from Kampala to Malaba, and from Kampala to the border with the Congo, Kasese, and then from Tororo later to Guru, to Nimle, and we shall work with Sudan, to South Sudan, to take it to Juba. So that we have got low transport costs. Another way of low transport costs is the water, this water which you have here. You see, like Albert, you can take goods from Nimle all the way to Fort Portal through Lake Albert. God has put there a cheap highway for you. Then across Lake Victoria to Mwanza, to Kisumu, and so on. We are now using road transport because we had to do something quickly. And we need road transport for human beings. But road transport is not the best for cargo. Cargo is better transport, it is cheaper if you take cargo by railway and by water. And you see how much trouble we are getting with the road transport. Expensive, traffic jam, what have you, damaging the roads. You have seen that. But we had to do that because we were coming from a very a very low base. Abanyankole n'Abanyoro bagamba ngo arikuruga okuzumuta akora ki? Arikuruga okuzumuta akora ki? Our people here say that if you are coming from underground, you don't say this sun is not enough. Any sun is better than when you are underground. So we are coming from a very low base. So anything, transport, the tarmac road, fine. But the tarmac roads are not the best for cargo. Even to go from Mombasa, this is a wastage, very costly, damaging the roads. So you will see we are going to build pipelines to take the petrol through the pipelines. Petrol doesn't have to go on the roads. Petrol tankers, all this, no, it should be in the pipelines. Those petrol tankers should be off the road. Then cargo should be on the railway, so that you remain only with passenger vehicles on the road, which are not very heavy, which are, you will save the roads, you have cheaper products. So you the leaders, when you are talking to our people, clarify so that they don't, because when you talk too many things, people get confused. They don't know what is important and what is not important. So this is number one. Law, if you want a modern economy, because the goods you produce must be good quality and cheap. Otherwise, people will not buy your products, they will buy the products of others. In the past, we were buying goods from Europe. But if you look for goods from Europe now, they are not there. Many of the manufactured goods are now coming from China, from India, from other places. How were the Europeans chased out of manufacturing? High costs. High costs. Their vehicles are very expensive. They are things that, forget about the Europeans. So, of course, for the Europeans, the biggest problem, one of their biggest problems was that they were paying themselves very high salaries. Because very high salaries are also another problem. If you pay yourself too high salaries, what you produce would not be affordable. That was part of the problem of the Europeans, because they don't listen. They think they know everything. Therefore, number one, ensure low transport costs. Number two, ensure low costs of electricity. Have cheap, reliable, affordable electricity. Number three, the cost of money in the banks, especially for agriculture and for manufacturing. The money from the banks must not be high interest rates. Because if it is high interest rates, how will you make profit? That's why for the government insisted on UDB, borrow from UDB, borrow from Myoga, from PDM, have nothing to do with the money lenders. Those money lenders are your enemies. And I'm going to do something about them. I'm going to crush the money lenders. They are criminals, but they are encouraged by you people. How do you allow somebody to say he has given you money, but you make an agreement that he has bought? In the document you say he bought when he just gave you 2 million shillings for paying school fees. Why should you do that? But anyway, we're going to rescue you now. We're going to rescue you. We're going to deal with the money lenders. So, money for manufacturing, for agriculture must be cheap money. The low cost of money. For nightclubs and so on, you can, you can go to the commercial bank and borrow expensive money for nightclubs and I'm not bothered with that so much. And importing wigs and perfumes, and you go to the commercial banks. But for manufacturing, for agriculture, UDB, please, you people, UDB. If the money is not enough, let's keep adding on, keep adding on. Don't go to the other places. We had to save our girl, the one who invested in Atiak Sugar. Very good project. But she had made a mistake of going to commercial banks. And that project was about to collapse. But we had to come in and save her. So this is the third issue. If you want a modern economy producing products which are competitive, this is the word they use. Crucial point number 3 is low cost of money. Then point number 4 is the human being, our young people. They must be, because you see, all these factories, like these dams which were built here, they need educated, skilled, healthy people to run them. So here, point number 4 is the developed human resource. Developed how? Educated, skilled, not just speaking English and Arabic and foreign languages and Latin, and you think that is education. You must have a skill. You must be educated, skilled, and healthy. This is the fourth point. The fifth one is the integration of the African market. Because when you produce goods, where do you sell them? That's why sleeping is also good. When people are asleep, they don't know what they need. Ogwejegera nako kurungi, agwejegere takumanya akabi ya hikari. Aikara na agona. Bakweta ogona. Abanyarwanda bakweta iki? Na agona. Now you have seen, when you wake up a bit and you start producing, the internal market is not enough. You people of Masindi, Bunyoro, you are producing maize. The internal market of maize, as you have seen, is not enough. The internal market of milk is not enough. The internal market of cement is not enough. The internal market of sugar is not, all these products, the internal market is not enough. So that's why we must insist with our brothers from South Sudan, from Kenya, from Congo, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, the whole of Africa, a market integration. Ati wumbe ninjahanu ndozile abantu nibetomboita umahurire abakurima umuceri abakurima umuceri bakandi bagonza nyigareho umuceri gwa Tanzania nyo nabagamba sinshobora kukikora icyo abako umuceri gwa Tanzania guri habe tugurukusera guri habe inungi ogwabo nugusera. I'm telling these people that some inefficient rice growers in Uganda are crying that I should ban the rice of Tanzania because the rice of Tanzania is cheaper. I made it clear that I will never do that. I cannot ban the rice of Tanzania. Why? Because if I do it, you know, this leadership is not as simple as you think. To be a leader, you must be able to see far. If you see here, you think you are. Because if I ban the rice of Tanzania, I will be making 4 mistakes. Mistake number 1, ninzingamia abakulima umuceri ba Tanzania. What I'm saying in our language here is, I cripple our Tanzanian rice growers. Because if they grow rice and they don't have enough buyers, they will withdraw from growing rice and do other things. So they will collapse. So if their product is cheaper, we should use our pockets to support them by buying what they produce. Secondly, I will be punishing the Ugandans, making the Ugandans to buy expensive rice in order to please inefficient local rice growers. This is a sin to God. Hata oranga kwa ranyigira ndakoraki. Thirdly, I will also be okuzingamia. Kuzingamia is to cripple. I will also be crippling the Ugandan rice growers. The Ugandan rice growers must be efficient, be able to compete. If you have got a child, you all have children. If the child is trying to stand up and falling down when he's still young, you encourage him to stand up. The Waganda said, tengerera, tengerera, tengerera. When Yankole says, singavarese, singavarese. What do the Luo say? Tete? Who are the ones who say tete, tete? Nvahabu. Who are the ones who say that? The Luos. So you want the child to stand up. You don't want him to be down so that you carry him all the time. Now, why would the rice growers of Uganda, whom I am saying tengerera, tengerera, stand up? They say, no, you carry us, you carry us. I say, no. I will not carry you. If you can't stand up, go to the disabled home. But fourthly, If I ban the rights of Tanzania, Tanzania will also ban something of mine. So where do we end? Where do we end? That means we forget about the East African community. We go on with that blind. I cannot be part of that blindness. So the East African, you should talk to all our people, the Kenyans, the Tanzanians. Please, let's open these markets. Buli omu akole kyakusobola kukola kurungi, abandi bamugureho. So that we produce what we can do well, and others buy from him. Now, this is the fifth most important point. Now, once we have